I am here at Steve Hahn's Auto Group where a trunk or treat is underway, and let me tell you, it's only been about a little over an hour and there's already several children with awesome costumes out here. After days of searching, we found not one but two homes right next to each other that received many visitors during the month of December because of its Christmas lights display. Over 60 residents uncertain of what's in store for them after the next 5 weeks. But for now, calling a hotel room their home. I spoke to Yakima police and they say they haven't been able to verify the allegations, but that they will continue to investigate. Yakima police says the 25-year-old entered this convenience store located on West Nob Hill Boulevard and 10th Avenue, displayed a handgun, and demanded money. He took off with the money, and that's when an officer spotted him, prompting a pursuit on Highway 12 into the city of Tieton. According to AAA, more than 103 million Americans are expected to travel for the year-end holidays. They haven't been able to use any water at all due to contamination.
Hey, get your fire up, let's go!
Two nations join together as allies to not only improve military tactics, but to strengthen relations between two countries.
It's a great opportunity to get to know our allies from Japan better and understand how they do business and them understand how we do business.
About 700 U.S. soldiers and 300 Japanese soldiers are in a month-long course at the Yakima Training Center that aims at increasing readiness and increase the ability of working together in the Pacific region.
We're under the same command, forces operate bilaterally, so we're in the same area operating under the same rules.
For both nations, aside from the language barrier, they say they realize what the different cultures can bring to the table.
In this training area, we'll be able to conduct bilateral training that normally we can't conduct. The urban operation with bilateral environment in Japan.
For many Japanese members, it's their first time experiencing combat, so learning from the U.S. is key. And for the U.S. military, learning how methodical the Japanese military works is important.
You're working internationally. You could go anywhere in the world, work with anyone, and you need to be prepared to do that.
Both sides agreeing it's best to be prepared at all times because an emergency can strike either nation at a moment's notice, and they might have to help each other out.
We do things slightly different, but I think overall we've taken a lot of stuff from each other.
In Yakima, Maria Leal, Cap KVU Local News.
It's just this little tiny part right there. I don't know.
Susie Smith is left with just a few words to remember her son Cabin, a text message while walking back from school. I'm on my way home.
First date ever at Eisenhower. Yeah. And they sent him home.
But he never made it. Susie says the school let Cabin out without a guardian because of a fight over the colors he was wearing with a student who she says was a gang member.
Calling in regards to Caden, he almost got in a fight today this morning. As he's dressed in red, he's inappropriately dressed today. We need somebody to come to school to pick him up.
Susie's phone silent that day.
I would have went and got him. I didn't hear my phone.
She never picked up the call.
They didn't call the house phone, they called my cell phone.
Susie left to wonder if Cabin would still be alive if they had kept him at school.
And he walked from Eisenhower clear till he got there at Cornell and King, and they shot him dead for no reason. No reason at all.
Hurt and left with anger.
He was not in a gang. And I asked him a couple of weeks ago even.
His family holding on to memories.
Well, I'm scared because, I have my son.
Janet Solorio is one of about 50 residents being evacuated from her home because of a growing crack on Rattlesnake Ridge.
We don't have enough money to move on, and also it's not cheaper on other houses. So it's difficult and more in this time. We're not working.
Although she fears the land will come down while she's sleeping, she says the emergency shelter they opened for residents last week hasn't been the best option for them.
We don't want to stay there because, to leave our staff, and also because we never leave those.
Solorio isn't the only one. Around 15 homes are being threatened as the massive land continues to spread around a foot to 1.4 feet per week. At its deepest point, the crack goes down about 250 feet, with the possibility of sliding onto homes and the nearby highway. Authorities say they have a plan figured out and that the Yakima River shouldn't be a fear.
Considerable amount of buffer space there with Thorpe Road, Interstate 82, and the land in between where the landslide is at and the river is at. So we are not concerned at this time that it will impact the river.
Real tragedy here at the AMPM located at the 600 block of Yakima Avenue, where a 25-year-old's life was cut short this morning. The meeting is scheduled to last about 3 hours depending on the community's engagement. In Yakima, Maria Leal, Cap KVU Local News.